Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Jedi. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about kind of a serious matter, and of course it still relates to the election and President Trump against Biden. So it's really important in that stand. It's basically like a lot of sexual allegations that have been raised against both candidates, where people are saying that Donald Trump allegedly sexually assaulted 25 women, whereas Mr. Joe Biden also assaulted many women, and it's a huge allegation that's been going on. And I kind of just want to get to the bottom of it and tell you guys what I feel and how we should look at it from like the neutral point of view. So let's go. Alright, so let's start off with President Trump because he's our president right now. So let's talk about his allegations, and I'll bring in Mr. Biden's allegations, wrap them together, and what I think. Alright, okay. So then, starting off with President Trump, what we do have is the fact that many women step forward and they say that he sexually assaulted them, and they say that he has said some things, and they do come forward as witnesses, and they say that many things have happened to them. So, with all that being said, people straight up can just say, okay, great, so he sexually assaulted them, let's just throw him in jail. But it doesn't work like that because the law doesn't allow it. Because if that was the reason, then anybody or any woman can just step forward and say that somebody sexually assaulted her, and they would be thrown in jail. And if that's the way that it worked, then it would just get out of hand. So the way that the law looks at it is they need evidence. We need evidence for everything. So if President Trump actually sexually assaulted them, we need video evidence, or we need some kind of DNA samples, or any kind of evidence like that, which there is none. Because if there was evidence, then we would be able to solve the case, and we would be able to give President Trump the charges that he deserved. But since there are no straight allegations with evidence, we can't really come to determination whether that stuff really happened or it didn't, or we can't really determine how or the credibility for it. Now, let's go to Mr. Biden. So with Mr. Biden, it's pretty much the same case, but the media is really quiet about that because with President Trump, it's been going on for a while, and President Trump could just go stir the pot and bring out Biden's allegations, but he doesn't, and he kind of stays quiet because he kind of wants to play the very mentor-like role where he says that he's had many allegations and he doesn't want to falsely accuse somebody else. That's basically what he said in like a paraphrase form. So I do agree with Mr. Trump that way, that if they are false allegations, then we need to get to the bottom of that, and we need to find out with evidence and video proof if that really happened. And if it didn't happen, then we can't really throw an innocent person in jail over the word of a few people. Because if we started doing that, then the law would get out of hand, and people could just take advantage of that, and women could step forward and falsely accuse anybody they want. So that's where I stand on that, and I definitely do agree that we need to be able to look at it, and I think it's very wrong to sexually assault anybody, or assault anybody for that matter, but we can't really come to a conclusion with what exactly happened just from the word of a couple women who have been having a history of actually hating President Trump. So that's where I stand on it, guys, and definitely if we have some evidence to back it up, and if we know for sure that it did happen, then I definitely do think he should get the charges he deserved, including Mr. Biden too. But until we have evidence, we can't come to close on anything, and that stands for George Floyd, that stands for Breonna Taylor, that stands for anybody who needs their justice. We cannot come to a conclusion without evidence. So guys, remember that, and do not be close-minded and take the easy road. It's really easy to just jump on the George Floyd bandwagon and say that George Floyd was murdered. And of course, if he was murdered, then definitely we should give the 4 officers the charges that they need. But George Floyd, we don't know exactly what happened because we don't have any audio or body cam from what happened inside the car, so we don't know why he was taken down. And I've been talking about that for a while, and I really hope we get audio for that. But that's where I stand on the entire situation. All I really need is evidence, and you guys should be looking for evidence too before you come to conclusion on anything. So don't let your opinions like cloud your eyes. Do not take the standpoint where you want to be siding with the victim, where you say, okay, if these women have been sexually assaulted, they should get the justice they deserve, and try to split it apart equally, where you can say, okay, if these women were sexually assaulted, they need to get the justice they deserve. But there's also the other hand where President Trump could just get falsely accused because he is a very well-made man, and he's very popular, and he is very rich, so it's very easy to just accuse him of something and get him into jail, and we definitely don't want that to happen to either side. So I think we should wait for evidence see where things take us, and finally just leave it all to the government. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.